All right. So, oops. Okay. So today we're going to talk about Liverpool versus Crystal Palace's Community Shield final, which is going to be held this Sunday. And I'm just going to give you my initial, starting 11 predictions and how the team will set up. So I did have to do some research on how Crystal Palace played because I haven't really ever, watched how Crystal Palace's manager has set his team up. And from the three matches which I've watched of Crystal Palace, one was against Crawley and the other two were against Augsburg, one of them which they lost. So I have a few key points as to like who plays good. So Mark Gehi, as usual, he is looking very fantastic. He's someone who's passing the ball properly and commanding the back line. And this could be a good audition for Liverpool for those of us who believe. Other than that, John Philippe Mateta. People may think that he is, a mid-table striker or someone who's not really that great or dynamic, but he's someone who has really shown his game and how he can improve his game recently. Because I've seen the highlights, man, and he's someone who's like brilliant at hold up. And despite his like head injury because of the car crash or something, not the car crash, something happened. I don't remember, but despite that, he has been looking fantastic. I think he scored like 2-3 goals in the 3 games which I watched. So that is something. And the main man, the wizard of this Crystal Palace team, is going to be Eberici Eze. His passing has been brilliant in these 3 games which I've seen, and in general as well. Eze is someone who I like really rate, like only for Crystal Palace, not for a big club like Arsenal. But Eze is someone I really rate, and I think he can do good at a bigger club, not as big as the Big Six, but like you know what I mean. So these are my initial, standout players which I'd look out for and who I'd prepare against if I were Liverpool. But right now, I'll take you to the tactics and how Crystal Palace are going to set up. Okay, so since you all can see, Crystal Palace is playing a 3-4-2-1 formation, and in the 3-4-2-1, the goalkeeper is Dean Henderson. Okay, the centre backs are Richards, Mark Gehi, and Maxence Lacroix. The fullbacks are a weird choice, but the left wing back is Tyreek Mitchell, and the right wing back is Daniel Munoz, the striker. Yeah, I know it's weird, but that is who I think they're gonna play because he's been playing in the position since like 3 games now. The midfield two is Adam Wharton and Kamada from Bundesliga, if I'm not wrong. He's a really great player, and Oliver Glasner has really rated him since he signed for Crystal Palace. And now we come to the lethal part of Crystal Palace's attack, which is Eze, Sar, and John Philippe Mateta. So, speaking of John Philippe Mateta and how like Crystal Palace are going to set up. So, see, since Margay, is someone who's going to command the ball, he's going to be the one spraying these long balls. Fair. Apart from that, Tyreek Mitchell and Daniel Munoz. Since Munoz is basically a striker, he is someone who's going to make these runs, and Tyreek Mitchell is a left wing back or a proper left back who's going to cross the balls. So he's someone who's going to make these runs, and this is the main spot for Eberiche Eze. Eze, what he is going to do is that he's going to occupy these half spaces and attack the ball from here by pinging the balls for Mateta and Munoz from here, and even Sar for that matter. He's very dynamic. We all know how pacey he is and how good on the ball he is. That Liverpool game which he played from Watford. Yeah, I don't want to remember that game. So this is basically how they're gonna set up. And if I want to talk about something, then sorry that I messed up the board. But if I want to talk about some things, it is definitely this man here, John Philippe Mateta. So what he does is basically whenever Adam Wharton or Mark Gehi or Kamada plays the ball, they play the ball to him when he drops back. Okay, so when he is dropping back, what he does is he drops back, plays the ball here or here, and then the wing backs can drive the ball forward. After that, what happens is since there's a space here, the defenders will obviously push up, and once they push up, there's space in behind, right? But Mateta is not gonna attack that space. So whoever he passes to, okay, this side's player, if the ball is here, is going to occupy this space along with him, creating a double overload, which will put pressure on the fullback. But usually, this is not what Crystal Palace do. Since Eze is playing on this side, they pass the ball mostly here to Tyreek Mitchell and Eze. And from this area, this entire zone, what they do is they cross the ball for Mateta. This is something which is going to be a bit troublesome because of how physical Mateta is in the air. But I don't think it is something Liverpool should be, scared of. Speaking of Liverpool, let's switch to Liverpool's tactics. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Liverpool. I know the difference in energy is going to be massive because I love Liverpool. Yeah, there I said it, and obviously it's not a question. I don't think it was funny, but okay. So, how Liverpool are going to play? Well, let's just be very frank. We're going to win this game. There, I said it. I don't think we lose to Crystal Palace, with all due respect. But let's just talk about it for, you know, the love of the game. But yeah, so Liverpool in pre-season, from what I've seen, is defensively solid. But the thing is that we have not played like Van Dijk and Konate together. It's either going to be like it's always been Endo and Konate, or like Gravenberch and Van Dijk, or Joe Gomez has also played like one game, and then there's one guy called Nalo who has also played a few games. So I don't really know what to expect. But what I do know is gonna happen is that Van Dijk and Konate are gonna shut John Philippe Mateta up. There. Okay. Next. So the Liverpool lineup is gonna be, everyone knows it. Apart from one position, which I would really like to debate, since it's a final, I feel it's a glorified preseason trophy. If we win, it's good, but if we don't, I don't think it's something which will indicate how our season is gonna go. It's just something which would be fun, watching my team play. So that's the only plus point of this game, okay, in my opinion, obviously. And the other thing is that the lineup's going to be more or less, formation's going to be 4-2-3-1. The lineup's going to be Allison, Kerkez, Van Dijk, Konate, Frimpong. Now, this is where it gets interesting, in my opinion. See, the midfield three. We all know that Wirtz is going to play this game in the cam spot, the number 10 spot. So now the question arises, do we play McAllister, Gravenberch, or McAllister, Szoboszlai, or Gravenberch, Szoboszlai? Based on the previous game, Slot has played Szoboszlai and Gravenberch in the double pivot. I could honestly see either of the combinations, not gonna lie. But the role is gonna be similar more or less, because the person who's gonna play in the Gravenberch role is gonna be the one controlling the tempo and then like sweeping up the play. And the person who's gonna play the Szoboszlai or the McAllister role, he's gonna be the one who's gonna dictate the play by playing the passes forward towards or the left wing or the right wing. So speaking of the attack, do we play Rio and Gomoha? I don't think so. But if he does play, I would not be, mad. I'll actually enjoy it. So I think the front line is going to be Wirtz, Ekitike up top, left wing Cody Gakpo, and right wing my Egyptian goat, Mohamed Salah. Not even my Egyptian goat, my Prem goat, Mohamed Salah. I'll show you how this tactic is going to work for those who haven't seen Liverpool play. Okay, so let's start. So Liverpool's 4-2-3-1 is kind of complicated, since we're having two attacking fullbacks in Frimpong and Kerkez. I think Kerkez is gonna be the one who's gonna sacrifice himself for the defensive stability. Or I'll tell you one. Okay, this might happen actually. So what's gonna happen is that in the 4-2-3-1, a build-up is gonna be more or less the same. Our progression is obviously going to be through the center in the initial phases, and for the final third, we're going to go to the wings. And Liverpool have been creating most of the chances from the right hand side. Guess why? Yeah. So since we've been creating our chances on the right hand side, it is safe to assume that Frimpong is going to be the one bombing forward, right? And we've obviously seen, I think you all must have seen on reels how Frimpong is infiltrating the box like I predicted they would. So I think what's going to happen is that in the attacking phase, when we're going to attack, these three will form a back three. Frimpong will occupy the wings. Salah here. Gakpo will be the winger, out and out winger, and Florian Wirtz can actually occupy anything. He can do whatever he wants, in my opinion. McAllister, grab, we'll just push ahead. I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so I've like drawn it a bit bigger, cause well, I'm not an artist. Oh my god, did I sound tough? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not funny. I'm just sleepy and I'm at the same time excited. So that's why the tone is like this. So this is Frimpong. This is Cody Gakpo. Kerkez. Oh my bad, not Kerkez. It's Words, Ekitike, Salah, Gravenberg, McAllister, or any of the midfield combo we play. Kerkez, Van Dijk, Konate. So this is how it's gonna go in my opinion. Our major chance creation is gonna be from the left right hand side because of Mohamed Salah. But at the same time, since Words is someone who can occupy any of these spaces, we're also gonna have a lot of central chances. I think Crystal Palace are gonna play, a low block. And to beat low block, we need shooters from outside the box. And now that I think of it, I think Szoboszlai and Gravenberg make more sense because of the sheer legs of Szoboszlai, so that he can track Eze and Sar. That is why I think Szoboszlai will play tomorrow, in my opinion. And for the Ekitike thing, I think Ekitike is going to be the false and is going to link up everything. So I think Ekitike's first game is going to be a bit off. I just have a feeling that he's going to be a little slow, which is okay. It's his like second game. We can cut him some slack. But our major chance creation is going to be like this, from these balls to the far post, which Salah is brilliant at. We've also seen Saka do it, but Salah is obviously in the 99th percentile in that. That is something. And apart from that, if we were to create more chances from other positions, I could definitely see this happening. You know what? So this is Salah. This is Cody Gakpo. This is Words. This is Ekitike. And this is Frimpong. What we usually do is, since we're trying to have a central overload in the midfield, Crystal Palace are playing a three at the back. They can't deal with so many people in the midfield, while there is also width. Okay, so when the ball is passed, Kerkez or Frimpong or Words in that case, both of them have really good chemistry and they're good on the ball. They're great on the ball, and they're great at doing one thing: is driving the ball here and then cutting back. This is how I think that we're gonna score a goal tomorrow. This is more or less, I can go on and on, but it won't be, good use of the time which you are giving me. So let's just go with the statistics which I think are gonna happen. So my predictions. My bad. Okay. My predictions are gonna be Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 1. Goals from Salah, Words, and you know what? Ekitike. And Crystal Palace's one goal is going to come from Mateta. There, I said it. So now, for the tactical part, I think what's going to happen is that Liverpool attack from the right hand side, and the teams which have beat Crystal Palace in the past is also because they attacked their right hand side. Sorry, their left hand side, which is Tyreek Mitchell's side. And also the right hand side is very weak in my opinion because of Darwin Núñez playing there, and he's not a wing back or a defender in any sort. He's a striker, so that's something which we should exploit. And that is why I feel that Wirtz is going to play off the left wing more than Cody Gakpo, which is fine. I think that I don't think there's going to be any positional like locking up sense in our team because everyone's very fluid in our front line. All the front five are very fluid. Apart from that, I think that this game is gonna, show the world what Liverpool can do. And if we win, that's gonna happen. And if we lose, well, who cares? That's it for the video. I hope we win. I really do. And this was the first video with the tactical board. So let me know how you liked it. Bye bye.